That's what the main point is, at least where the think tank of the Congress is concerned. It is to cut this yatra through the Hindi heartland. And we saw what went down in the Hindi heartland seats in the 5 state elections, where they've lost Madhya Pradesh, they've lost Chhattisgarh, they've lost Rajasthan. And one of the main reasons, now the CWC for a very long time has been of the opinion, because they were very clear that the Bharat Jodha Yatra was a success for them. And they wanted a Bharat Jodha Yatra 2.0 to be carried out, especially right before elections. The counter to that was, even within the CWC members, and even someone like Rahul Gandhi had raised apprehensions because it comes very close to the general election. So the reason of the timing, that it starts on the 10th January and it wraps up, by the 10th of March, is mainly that after that it's all in when it comes down to the general state elections. Even in this, it's going to be a hybrid yatra. What's the difference between a Bharat Jodo to a Bharat Nyay Yatra? Of course, other than the demography and the topography of the yatra, which is completely diametrically different. It remains to be seen what is the kind of response that Rahul Gandhi gets when he enters the Hindi heartland. The reason why it's starting from Manipur, one of the main reasons why it's named as the Bharat Nyay Yatra, Manipur has been an issue that the Congress has been very big on, and that didn't quite resonate, in the state elections of Mizoram, because the neighboring state did not, the BJP did better than the Congress, interesting in that aspect. But having said that, Akshita, what will be really interesting, because it starts on the 10th of January. 22nd of January is the inauguration of the Ram Temple. And by the time, that's the yatra where it will be entering Uttar Pradesh. So, in a way, it's also the Congress's attempt to try and draw certain eyeballs. Uttar Pradesh has been the weakest link for the Congress. And there is, a thought, and a very clear thought, that, earlier on, it was a division. One side of the Congress said we need to focus completely on the South and maximize the South in terms of in numbers. In
but
states,
it won't be enough.
Exactly. So while the other one, and then do the carpet bombing of not the entire state, but certain seats when it came down to the Hindi heartland. But they do realize that to win an election or even get close to the 100 or 125 mark seats that the Congress would be aiming for in this election, just where the Congress comes into question, it needs to do well in the Hindi heartland. And why it's got a little bit of a fillip is, Akshita, if you look at it, Rajasthan, it wasn't expecting to do as well as they did, where the internal surveys of the Congress were concerned. I'm not talking about exit polls. So the kind of numbers it's got, it's hoping, and these are states which maximized for the BJP. BJP took 25 out of 25 where the state of Rajasthan is concerned, 25 out of 25 where Gujarat is concerned. So for the Congress, even if it manages to get 1 or 2 odd seats in the state, it's a plus. In a state like Uttar Pradesh, there was a complete rout of the Congress. There is also talk at this point of time that possibly a Priyanka Gandhi or a Rahul Gandhi will, fight an election from the Hindi heartland. Earlier on, there's indication, will Priyanka take a safe seat in the south? Because these are all speculations. But if the Gandhi, family needs to matter, it needs to once again build space for at least one of the Gandhis in the Hindi heartland, which is a state like Uttar Pradesh. So interesting. I just want to watch what goes down when the yatra enters the state of Uttar Pradesh and the Ram Mandir inauguration is on, and you have the yatra simultaneously going through.
It's an interesting strategy. It could backfire also.
Completely.
So, it's been interesting to see whether it's a gamble that's essentially paying off for the Congress. Maushami, I'll just come to you for a quick question on that as well, about the route that the Congress has decided on and the states that have been chosen. Okay, we'll get Maushami back in just a bit. In the meanwhile, let me get you the numbers of the seats that, in fact, Rahul Gandhi will be covering as part of the Bharat Nyay Yatra and part of this route map of course, 6,000 plus kilometers. Let's take you through, in fact, how the Congress has fared in many of these states. First, of course, in Manipur, there are 2 Lok Sabha seats. Congress has 0, Nagaland 1. Congress has 0 in 14 of Assam's seats. You've got, in fact, 3 seats with the Congress. Let's put that number and that graphic out on our screens right now. For our viewers. All right, I'll just put it out for you, the data, in just a bit. In Meghalaya, there are 2 seats the Congress has won. So these are, in fact, states in which the Congress hopes to do better. Look for an example at a Bihar. Out of 40 Lok Sabha seats, the Congress had just 1. In Bengal, out of 42, the Congress won just 2 in 2019. So these are states, obviously, where the Congress will want to do much better. Preeti was referring to Uttar Pradesh, 1 seat there. But the Congress there out of 80. So that's a big, big difference there. And we'll put out those numbers for our viewers as well. It's interesting to see, Preeti, that the Congress is taking the chance. They're saying that, look, we're identifying our weak points. We're going to go ahead and work on that as well. There were many who said that Congress really shied away from doing that earlier. Do you see a change or a tweak in strategy, at least on that front?